I wanted to ask you. Now, let me take some phone calls, okay?
All right.
All right. And then I got some really good tape to play of Stuttering John. I'll do that in a second.
I'm looking forward to hearing that. Haven't heard any Stuttering John tape in a while.
And then I got some funny Jackie the Joke Man stuff that you're really going to laugh.
Really?
Yeah. I got some good stuff. If you want to.
You know I love Jackie the Joke Man stuff.
This is going to be the best stuff you ever heard. Jackie the Joke Man on a cable television show talking about his life. And
oh, boy.
how he met his wife. And
what cable television? Was this the Jackie documentary?
Jackie was given an opportunity to be on his own and, you know, and talk at great lengths about the history of Joke Man, how Joke Man came about.
Really?
Yeah.
How long a program was this?
Like a half hour.
And did it come? It was all focused on Jackie?
Yeah, well, it's a cable show. I mean, it was like some guy in his basement, I guess.
Oh.
Or I don't know what it is. I've just heard about it. I'll be hearing it for the first time, too.
Okay.
But he spends like half the interview talking about his wife and how talented and stuff she is, because it seems that Jackie's now in that weird, he's been painted into a weird corner by his wife, where he has to feel guilty when he goes on these shows. He has to make sure to promote his wife's career as much as possible.
I see.
So
So
his wife yells at him.
he's getting exposure. He has to make sure she's mentioned.
This is Jackie's worst nightmare. He's starting to be successful. And now I think his wife might be getting a little envious. Because she's in show business, too, like Jackie.
That's a terrible thing to have happen. You know, to have show business come between you and your wife.
Yeah, and it's like you'll see Jackie has like, and don't forget, Nancy's great. And please don't even talk to me. Nancy's great.
You really should have Nancy on this show.
She happens to be very talented.
Yeah, but come on, man. Your whole time you're like sitting there going.
But they wanted to know about the Joke Man.
No, but he is so pussy whipped and henpecked. This is my guess now, okay? You hear it and tell me if you don't think the same thing. And Nancy, oh.
But if it wasn't for Nancy.
Yeah, 'cause she must get him home.
Let me say Nancy once again.
Yeah, that way when she sees the program, it'll be like, oh, okay, at least I got mentioned.
I'm all over it.
Yeah, I'm all over it.
He recognizes my work.
Yeah, I mean, it was Jackie's opportunity to shine. He didn't have to be, he didn't have to have that pressure on him. It's funny.
Could have concentrated on Jackie for a moment. What's
No.
the big deal?
Oh, come on. Well, because then when he shows it to his wife, she'll be like, oh.
Well, what about me?
Yeah, I'm a star.
You could have mentioned me.
Yeah. It just hurts me sometimes, Jackie. You don't mention me.
You didn't think about me once during this whole interview?
You know, I work hard. Just because I'm behind the scenes doesn't mean I'm not working, too.
Does Tom have my house bugged, too?
Hey, look, pal, we all got our cross to bear. Right?
Yes. Oh, but I'd like to be a fly on the wall at your place.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, my wife's always bugging me to mention her on TV.
Do you know what's very funny about this?
What?
I don't know what show you're talking about, because it could be any of them.
You want to hear it?
You do a lot of shows, Jack.
Yeah, well,
Jackie,
Jackie's very much in demand for these shows. Well, Jackie does every show.
I never know if I'm supposed to tell you about them or not tell you about them.
Why
it's not
not
like I
tell
do
us about them?
It's all right. I don't mind finding out about it. The guys from the cable shows just contact me and play them for me.
No, that's fine with me.
There's nothing really that
Oh, no.
we won't touch as a joke. There's some things that I'm not as glad that I'm writing down and throwing up for jokes as others. But
This is Jackie on his career about writing jokes.
Oh,
and
is
stuff.
this about this show?
I don't know, I guess. I don't know.
Is
Maybe
this
in
about
general.
this show, Jackie?
Well, what other show does he write for?
Maybe he's writing for his own show. He doesn't like the jokes he's telling.
can't be hypocritical, you know what I mean? We take shots at everything because it's just a goof and it's just comedy. Like when I'm on stage, I'll be I'm dirty and I'm wild and I'll tell jokes about, you know, Jews this and blacks this and Polacks this. But, you know, I never say the word nigger. I never say the C word for woman because I don't think I'm hypocritical. It's just, it's like hitting people over the head with a hatchet.
Huh? I'm confused.
Of course you're confused. You haven't got a brain yet.
Well, you can say Polak, but you can't say nigger.
Yeah. Why does it say nigger if you're going to say Polak?
How old is this?
I don't know. Harry, where's this from?
How old is it?
From some cable show.
I honestly don't
You
know
might
what
have
it's from.
changed.
He's changed his attitude.
Yeah.
No, I just don't say Polak anymore.
I like Jackie's serious voice, like Jerry Lewis. You know?
Yeah. Because listening to this voice, you'd never imagine he could be funny.
Yeah.
Well,
What is it?
the way the documentary is laid
It's
out.
a documentary?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the way it's laid out is Jackie speaks a little bit, and then they show a piece of stand-up that relates to what he was talking about.
What is this thing?
Rob Perna made
Oh, Oh, a documentary.
They were going to do things where they did semi-documentaries for Comedy Central, but Comedy Central didn't pick it up, and he was using me as his...
I can't imagine why not. Who wouldn't want to hear your philosophy?
So this wasn't that long ago, right?
It aired sometime between when we started in L.A.
2 years ago.
Yeah, and the TV show was still on. But Jackie,
Can we hear more?
Yeah, in every segment that Jackie's on, every time he comes back, he's wearing a different color Stump the Joke Man T-shirt.
Well, listen, he's got to promote himself.
Absolutely.
No Nancy T-shirt?
No, but you should have seen...
She's going to be mad.
You should see the commercials that ran during this thing.
Oh, yeah?
You know, for like local bakeries and local limousines. It was very local.
I mean, sort of like our Channel 9 show.
Sort of.
Okay, yeah.
And around 1980, 1981, whatever, just after I'd gone into comedy and I had a few dial joke machines and I was just getting rolling, she was sick of her job.
Ah, Nancy. You met Nancy.
Okay.
It was beautiful.
Well,
Nancy.
his business partner. I guess
His business
how
partner.
she came
Well,
into the business.
If you're going to tell the story of Jackie the Joke Man's rise, you must include his business partner,
Right, because
Nancy.
he only had a couple of joke machines.
Right.
And was just getting into comedy.
Right. Now let's find out how he met his business partner.
No, the
and
entire
future
world.
wife.
The entire world thinks that I picked her up hitchhiking.
Well, let's find out the truth.
I love this joke machine.
We can't wait to find out the story.
He not only tells how he met her and what she did for him, but he tells how he got her to bed the first time.
Ah, wow. Now we've learned more than I thought. Yeah.
She's worked at Kingdom Sound Studios as a studio manager, and she's real bright and real creative, and her hands were very tied there. And she saw what I was doing, and she really thought that together we could do a lot. So she said, hey, why don't I come work for you? I know you haven't got any money, but let's put our heads together. And so we put our heads together, and this was after I had broken up with her girlfriend. You know, it wasn't, you know, we were already parted. But it was one of those things where she came to work for me or with me.
Are we learning too much? I mean, is this way too much?
Nobody asked you. They asked me.
Sorry, I had to pass wind.
Go ahead.
Look at it, you know, she wanted to be creative, but she knew there was a lot she could do for me and vice versa. And
vice versa.
And vice versa. He could do a lot for her.
He knew he could do a lot for her. She knew she could do a lot for him. And vice versa.
And vice versa. Vice versa.
Ditto.
Ditto.
I hope after this we're playing Robin's last TV appearance, so I can have a hoot, too.
No, this is the best TV appearance you've ever done.
Away from each other. And it was the classic, you know, working together, and then we produced shows. You know, we'd have the comedians, and we'd be the producers, and like, you know, like I'd drop her off at her apartment, and maybe...
You would think he was Bob Hope, the way he's...
Or that he was married to Sharon Stone.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable. Well, believe it or not, you know, she was running a recording studio, and...
She was really bright and really creative.
It's all true.
Yeah.
And she knew I could do a lot for her and vice versa.
He has to make sure he gets that vice versa in, or his wife yells at him. Well, what do you mean? You could do a lot for me. I could do a lot for you, too, you know.
And vice versa.
Why didn't you say that, Jackie?
If you have questions, I'll be at the Funny Bone tonight at 8:30 at Build Up.
And kiss her goodnight. It was like, no, we can't do this. We can't. And that maybe happened one night, and then another night, and...
So Jackie would go to kiss her goodnight, and she'd say, look, we have to keep this professional because this is such a big company. Hey, come on, let's kiss. No, we can't do this because, you know, we can't interfere with our work.
We've been together all day. Let's have some sex.
You must have heard the end of this tape.
It's true.
So, you know, it's like, but of course, you know, as a professional, his wife.
Oh, no.
No, she's very professional.
We can't do this.
They're working in the basement together.
We put our heads
With Jackie's jokes.
There's conflicting rumors on it, whether it was a week or a month or 6 weeks or however long it was, but I hadn't drank Jack Daniels in years, and she hardly ever drank it. One night we were doing this big show at the brokerage pub down in South Shore, Long Island, and I walked up to her and said, you want a shot of Jack Daniels? She said, sure, which basically was, do you want to come home and make love with me tonight, without saying that, you know, because I wasn't drinking Jack Daniels.
Jackie's theories.
That's how I know Jackie's date rape.
Yeah. When a girl tells you she wants Jack Daniels,
She says yes to Jack Daniels.
that means she wants to make love.
It's the same as saying you want to go home and have sex.
That was the signal that she was letting me... She could have just said, I want to sleep with you.
You wouldn't understand if you got laid at 19 and ran to the altar. You
Jack
know?
Daniels. Yeah.
If you say yes to Jack Daniels, that's a sure sign.
You know, that's the code. Excuse me, would you like some Jack Daniels? Well, sure. Hop on.
That's like, I've always laughed at, Jackie's got the hat theory.
Yeah.
Chick with a hat always wants to sleep with you.
Right.
Because she wants to be noticed. I've never understood. Never really. You always say, chick with a hat. Easy one.
I maintain that. She's wearing a hat.
You fascinated by this interview?
Absolutely.
And she wasn't drinking Jack Daniels, but it's like, hey, like Red Fox used to say, let's go.
Can you imagine? This is on a documentary. This is like something they showed at Comedy Central to try to...
I got a lot of letters saying how entertaining this documentary was.
Who'd you get these from?
Nancy.
Yeah.
Let's go make love and blame it on whiskey. You know, so we drank Jack Daniels and swung from the chandeliers, and she said I was the worst thing she'd ever had in bed in her life. So she went out to the Hamptons the day after we did it and then raced home to me, and we've been together ever since.
Oh, that's a love story if I ever heard one. We've been together ever since, and I better keep mentioning her because otherwise she'll yell at me.
I guess it's not as romantic as stealing your wife away from her biker friends and marrying her on the third date.
This segment explains what Nancy does.
Oh, his wife.
Well, this will be interesting for all of us.
So here's a documentary on Jackie, but 90% of it is about his wife.
Okay.
Funny Bone tonight, 8:30.
Will your wife be there, or
Nancy-
will you be there?
The guiding force, but she's, you know...
Nancy's the guiding force.
It's all true.
Come on, Jackie, get with it. You're the guy with the jokes. I hired you.
worked
I'm your
very
guiding
hard.
force.
What did she? How did she
Come
guide
on.
you? I want to know.
Who's done better for you, her or me, when it comes to professionalism? Come on, why don't you answer honestly?
What did she guide him to? Did she tell
Nothing.
you to call Howard?
No, he did that on his own. He was speaking to one of his comedy friends at Garvin, sent me some records, and ever since then, Jackie's been successful because I've worked with him.
It's him that's the guiding force.
We put our comedy heads together, not him and Nancy, and we came up with some good stuff.
Nancy invited you to my roast, which is what reminded you that you had listened to my albums, and you called me after you got that invitation.
Okay.
That's a true story.
All right.
Is that true or not?
No.
Your first words
I've never even heard about your roast.
Your first words to me in your life were, "Hello, Jackie, this is Howard Stern. We listened to your records. I got the invitation to your roast. Sorry I couldn't make it, but we're having a talent contest over the telephone today.
Yeah.
Do you want to come judge it?"
No. But the roast had nothing to do with me calling you. Me and Fred sat in an apartment and listened to your material, and I said to Fred, this guy would fit in.
And you called me 3 months later, 4 months, 6 months later.
Well, that's when they got around to
That's
listening
when I
to
got
the
into
album.
it. I didn't listen to the album for
But you got the roast invitation like 2 weeks before that. So that didn't prompt you at all?
No. Fred, would you explain to this nut? We sat in my apartment in North Shore Towers and listened to the...
Listened on the way into when we were driving the Valiant.
Right.
I remember popping the tape out of the...
Yeah, after we listened to the record, right?
Yeah.
We said, he's as stupid as us.
Those records will be available
He
tonight.
thinks he has a career. There's got to be something wrong with this guy. Yeah. And I dreamt up a bit for you where you would come in and people would try to stump the comedian. That's what I wanted to do with you.
So you've been guiding force.
I'm the guiding force, but
Did
does
he
he credit me?
mention you?
No, Nancy is the guiding force. That's okay. I want to hear the rest of this.
A lot of wives are guiding forces. She's the other half, as well as the guiding force, as well as keeping me in line, as well as
that's
smacking me in the back, and me trying to smack her on the back.
Smack her in the
I
back.
probably don't give her the push.
Yeah, I love when he talks.
Yeah.
I smack her in the back, she smacks me in the back.
But I really don't.
Now he's
smack her
about...
in the back.
Let me guess what he's going to say now. I probably don't give her enough credit.
No, he doesn't give her enough push. He doesn't help her with her career.
Let's see who's right.
As much as she helps him with
All
his.
right, let's see.
She gives me because she gives me an incredible push. I mean, she's like remarkable. I mean, everything that you see, the T-shirts and the sweatshirts and the books and everything, it's all us. And it's remarkable what we've done as two people. And I was trying to do a lot as one person.
Yeah, but two people can do more than one person?
Let me think about other.
You could have hired an assistant to
I
do
know,
that, to make T-shirts.
where they had this much success together.
They got success when I basically took Jackie in.
These two people did all of this.
For a copy of that catalog, called 516-9221.
Tough, but when we got together, I mean, it just was like we're more than the sum of our two parts, you know. And
What is it? What kind of...
He's like Lennon and McCartney.
Yeah. We're the Lennon and McCartney of comedy. The woman went and ordered T-shirts, and the guy is heaping 20... What it is
He made T-shirts and sweatshirts.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, she was the one who ordered the T-shirts and sweatshirts and designed them.
Just look at our big empire. We got T-shirts and sweatshirts. It's remarkable. It's remarkable what two people
No, he comes in here and writes great comedy material for me. That's what fuels the whole damn thing. So she can sit there and design T-shirts all day.
There's money for T-shirts and sweatshirts.
But boy, she must. Jackie, you better mention me.
It's remarkable.
It's not even like that. It's sort of like I picture it going down like this. Oh, that was a good appearance. Yeah, really good. Well, I guess I should have mentioned you. You are
100% of the time.
100% of the time. I really have nothing to do with my own success. Trust me, if you left her tomorrow, you'd be successful with your empire. You would hire someone to make T-shirts and sweatshirts.
No, the T-shirts and sweatshirts would disappear.
Yeah, oh, no, that whole part of his empire would disappear. No offense, Jackie. You can go on just fine. I'm unfair.
You're unfair.
Okay. What deals are we negotiating here?
Like we'll go into, like when we're putting together a video or something, it's like a world war, and all of a sudden a great product pops out, you know. And it's very weird being married.
Who farted? I smelt it. He's talking about his tape. Who farted? I smelt it.
Sold into the dozens. Thank you.
Nancy and I will beat each other's throats creatively. But I'll tell you, we never take that into the bedroom. And then what comes out is who farted? I smelt it.
It's true. And being lovers and being business partners, but it works.
Lovers.
You know? Lovers. I mean, we spur each other on, but she's wild.
She's wild.
I still don't know what
you
she does.
pussy whipped? Are you pussy whipped? Christ Almighty! If I had to mention my wife that much every time I went on Letterman, I'd shoot myself. I got to take a break. I can't take it. I got to talk to Jack. I got to smack him. I got to give him sodium pentothal.
This wasn't Letterman.
All right, but still, it's your opportunity to talk with that wife every minute.
I talked
when
for an
do we
hour.
get to find out about the joke man?
Yeah, when do we learn about Jackie, the real joke man?
I think Mr. Babatuthi conveniently skipped over that 45 minutes and gave you this.
No, he gave me the whole
No,
thing.
it's all coming. There's much more. Whether he plays it or not, I can't promise you, but it's all
There
there.
you go.
It's all there. Babatuthi. Babatuthi.
Lash out at the ones you love.
All right, we'll take a break. You want to hear more of this?
Oh, yeah.
Here you do. Oh, yeah.
I'm having too much fun.
Your weekly installments.
All right, we'll take a break. And then
Now, don't think for 1 second.
I'll get
when
a
I
little.
was sitting
I'll
there
get to phone
answering these
calls right after
questions,
this. This is some interview he did.
A documentary.
Yeah, and it's just very funny because it's like listening to the serious Jerry Lewis.
Yes.
Do you want to hear Jackie?
Voice lowers.
Do you want to? Yeah, his voice is. And look at the things he discusses. He discusses his house and entertaining guests. You want to hear that?
I want to hear about that.
Okay.
Listen, let me say something.
Yeah, we finally got this house, and the first thing we did, like, she held me down and made me agree to let them expand our kitchen. We knocked out our porch. We put it.
I told you, everything includes his wife.
Well, yeah, but why is everything like a fight?
I don't know. They're fighting.
She held me
down, made me expand the kitchen, and she fought with me about our last video
The first
project.
thing she did was make me get rid of the porch.
Yeah, and people are always making him do stuff. And you saw that porch. She did the right thing. Some porch. Pappy Yoakum had a nicer porch.
Yeah, you expect to see Mammy Yoakum in a rocker on.
Yeah, right. Mammy Yoakum with a pipe. Yeah, we had to expand.
a nice big kitchen because we like to entertain, you know, and
entertain. They like to get S-faced, pass out.
Which you would never understand.
It's fun having the gang over and making lots of lobsters and lots of steaks and
Always
The
gorging.
gang.
The gang and lobsters.
The gang is here, Nancy.
Nancy, lobsters
You
ready.
just don't happen to understand that.
Lobster in the pot.
Come on, everyone's over. Perf.
The rest of the world.
Lobsters are being made.
Because we love to entertain.
Yeah, Siobhan the transsexual over. Honey, Siobhan's here with her family.
Come on, Siobhan, join the gang.
Come on, we're having lobsters in the pot.
it's just one of those things we've always done. You know, it's nice to be doing a little bit better so we can really do them, but we always did it anyway. You know, instead of hot dogs and hamburgers, we're having lobster and steak, but it's basically the same party.
Now that he's a success, he can have lobster and steak because Nancy got him to the top.
For the gang.
Yeah. Thanks to Howard.
So we blast the music a little bit, and everybody sings, and we like to get around the piano. You know, it's funny, we get a little older, you're not quite as loose, so we don't
Oh, I think you're very loose.
start banging on the piano quite as quickly or drag out the guitars as quickly as we probably should.
As we should.
They neglect getting to that.
Yeah. What do they have to get to?
They're too busy drinking.
Yeah, the parties. We should get to those guitars right away. It's important. Does he go on way too long? Is this like a guy's interviewing him? Does he go on way too long about like his parties and? What's the question? I know. I mean, it's just going on and on and on. Yeah, well, it's not
because he was talking about the house.
And everything is money to him. It's like, we used to have hot dogs and hamburgers, but now it's lobster and steak.
They still do the same thing. It's just lobsters and steaks instead of hamburgers and hot dogs.
Because we're doing a little better now. Who analyzes it that much?
So, I mean, people like coming over,
No, it's still going.
It's loose, and it's fun to have different kinds of friends, all different kinds of friends, like
sure.
Rich friends, poor friends, talented friends,
money.
Friends that watch, and the family's
that
good.
watch.
Friends that watch. We have friends that watch, others play.
We probably don't get to the piano as quickly as we should. For the watchers.
We like to watch us at the piano. We have some people that like to participate. Nancy tries to engage them.
Father singing, and my mother makes people laugh. And
oh, yeah. Made me laugh.
it's something I've always done and always
I
laughed.
saw her sitting in a lawn chair. That was pretty funny.
I always laugh.
I always laugh when I see Jackie's mother.
I'll never forget the best time for me was when she was sitting there watching the TV.
Yeah.
In the middle of, like, the 4th of July celebration. I go into the house, and Jackie's mother's sitting alone in front of the television, and she's just watching the news on Channel 12.
Right.
And I say to her, what are you doing? And she says, well, Jackie's going to come on this station, and I don't want to miss him. This was the middle of the afternoon. He was coming on at 7:30.
I know. Well, she had to be geared up
She
for it.
didn't want to miss him.
Hey, she loves her son.
My parents always entertained, and Nancy's parents always entertained. It's just
We have entertaining in our
what we
blood.
do. I don't know if there's a specific reason or whatever.
Jackie, all of America entertains
Yeah, he
and has
doesn't
people to
have
their house. He's amazed by this.
Specific reason why they do that.
We've always entertained. I guess it goes back to the great-great-grandfather Nipsey O'Martling.
Happy Martling.
Pappy O'Martling. First entertained in 1853. Had people over to the house. And I don't know, I guess Nancy's family always entertained, too. So we entertain.
Grandpapa Sirianni.
Yeah, from France. From Remulac. We all entertain.
Her parents are funny. My parents are funny.
Yeah. We all entertain.
I don't know if it's just something about us.
Most people don't entertain. We entertain. We're entertainers. It's not even like he's talking about show business. He's talking about having friends over his house. There's a lot of people who do that.
Yeah, nobody else has a piano.
He's trying to trace his roots of entertaining. It was great-grandpa Jacques Cousteau Martling who owned a pub in Ireland.
I mean, we don't do it every week, but we like doing it.
Man, that was a long...
About those silly get-togethers in his backyard.
Jackie's got an empty life. I'd like to talk about going to the bathroom, if I may. I like to do it every day. Nancy loves to go. Big sidewinder. Had to chop it up with an axe one time. It's wild. Bull one. So I got out my plunger. It's the only thing I could find to chop it up with. And Nancy tells me our family has done this, throughout history.
Funny bone tonight.
I don't know why this just happens to us. Maybe it's just us.
All right, you want to? All right, since we're running out of time,
Yes,
you want
we must move on.
You want to hear a discussion of what you get for stumping Jackie, what prizes when you go to see him live? Do you want to hear advice to aspiring comedians?
Advice.
All right, okay. Me too.
The entire documentary will be on 9221 tomorrow.
You're going to be talking about the documentary tonight in Philadelphia?
Absolutely.
All right. Absolutely. Like I have a choice. Nancy and I love to entertain.
So many people say to me, I really want to be a comedian. I get a lot of letters at the Howard Stern show. I get people coming up to me at gigs. Jackie, I want to be a comedian.
This is serious. This is real serious.
Is there crickets in the background?
Yeah, I hear crickets. I swear to God. Dude,
Did you shoot this at home?
Wait, let me hear this.
Here's crickets.
Is that crickets?
I was sitting in my living room.
I was sitting on the ship robe down by the cement pond.
Crickets in his living room.
We got windows, Howard.
You know what they tell him?
How about some central air in that shanty? Now that you're doing better. Less lobster and steak.
Muskrats were crawling across the grill.
Papiokum of that porch. I hear crickets.
They are crickets. It's Bayville. It's beautiful.
That's a movie.
I've always said that. I was so funny my entire life until the day I became a comedian. So funny. I always sat around at dinner parties and fooled around with my friends and told jokes and was just the life of the party my entire life. And then I became a comedian. And right after I became a comedian, like maybe a month later or 6 months later, I don't know what it was, but I went out to a restaurant with about 6 or 8 friends. And we're sitting around and we're having a few drinks and fooling around.
Always some drinks. There's always drinks involved.
If it wasn't for drinks, Jackie wouldn't have had a life.
No.
Nothing would have ever happened to him.
Yeah, we went to a restaurant. They didn't serve any alcohol, so nothing happened.
Have you ever heard a story of something happening to Jackie that didn't start with drinks?
It's always drinks. It's always drinks. There's always drinking going on. We let that people over and drink and piano. And
We don't get to the piano because we're drinking.
This is the thirstiest man in the country. There's no one who swallows more fluid than Jackie Martling.
Turn this on.
Have you ever heard him?
If he went with a girl, it was because of drinks.
Drinks.
If he was with a guy, it was because of drinks.
Every one of his stories in life. Now a big story. He announced that he's a comedian,
Yeah.
and he's at a restaurant with some drinks.
And we had some drinks.
And usually with drinks, I'm very funny. But this time, even though there were drinks,
And all of a sudden, I found myself telling them a few jokes, which I had done my entire life. All of a sudden, I'm telling them a few jokes. In the middle of a joke, I got this cold wave up my back, like, what am I doing, my act for my friends? But I wasn't. I was doing what I'd always done every time I've always gone out to dinner. But I'm in the middle of a joke. Because you tell a joke.
sounds like a real crisis.
Yeah, what happened? I can't imagine. What happened to him after this? Did he have a nervous breakdown?
What am I doing? Am I telling a joke at dinner?
Doing my act for my friends?
Oh! That's like, remember when I made the mistake of going to dinner with him?
Yes.
Remember, and he goes, we're discussing business. No business. Because we started talking about a pay-per-view event or something, or one of the videotapes we were working on. And I was like, see, business.
What are you talking about now?
A joke. He tells a joke. And I was like, I'm going through my act. Because, of course, my act was my best jokes. And what are you going to do at dinner is your best jokes. And it was like...
How about lightening up and not telling any jokes?
Yeah, let somebody else act.
Hey, I know you guys are eating, but Sky goes into a whorehouse. You know. Sorry, we don't need to hear jokes. I know guys like that, especially my dad knows guys like that who love to tell jokes.
They can't sit still. If there's a quiet moment,
Yeah.
they hit you. I got a joke.
Like, yeah, and they always have like why did the chicken cross the street? You know, they have like a joke.
Yeah.
Makes people very unpopular.
It's enough. Who wants to hear jokes every minute? You got to laugh at all these jokes.
That's why we don't hang
You got to
out.
force it.
And it's like, you know, your whole life now, it's like you say something funny, like, can I use that? I don't know. Yeah, could I work, you know?
So what was the advice?
No advice.
Don't go into comedy?
Don't go out to...
You won't be good at dinners anymore?
You want to hear about Jackie's future?
Please.
All right,
will he
dude.
tell us, or will he get diverted again and never answer the question?
He's a
What
tease.
do I plan on?
What do I plan on?
What my...
Like there is a future. He's 10 years away from retirement. The guy's 60 years old.
Yeah, maybe he'll tell us about his retirement.
Yeah. Well, I guess I see myself as an
I'm
astronaut.
going to get a little condo in Florida.
Yeah, me and Nance.
This is the appreciation.
With our bong.
This is the
Nancy's going to hold me down and make me get a condo in Florida.
Siding with
Yeah.
immediate goals. I do the Stump the Joke Man, which is very, very funny.
All right.
Everybody loves it. I see no reason why I can't be on one of the major cable stations, obviously, because what's funny is when it's blue. Girls and innocent girls telling dirty jokes, very filthy jokes, is very funny. They're innocent jokes. I mean,
I don't know. I can't take any more of this interview. It's too much Jackie.
They're innocent or filthy.
I don't know. I can't. You know what? I'm Jackied out. Tomorrow, I promise you, I'll play some more. I'm Jack.
For a copy of this documentary, call 516-9221.
Is that right? You're
You're
marketing
selling
that?
this?
It just dawned on him. Now he's got to.
Wait a minute. I smell sales. Hey.
Who farted? I thought it.
You know, I just realized something. While we're talking here, an idea came to me. I can market this. Funny Bone tonight at 8:30.
Nancy and I'll put our heads together and we'll come up with this great product.
I was sitting at the dinner table saying,
You antisocial, low-life bastard.
Robin does the best Jackie. You know, it's almost like Don Knotts when you do it. It's good. Yes, she does. She does the best Jackie. Better than me.
Let me see. Nancy and I'll put our heads together. She'll hold me down. And then we'll have a video of this documentary. It'll be on sale. You get it through 9221. Funny Bones.
Thank God for Nancy.
Funny Bones tonight in Philadelphia. Turn on my mic.
Turn on my mic.
Let me say something.
And then when he says something, he has nothing to say. Nothing. No defense. All right, Jackie, enough of you. We'll go on to someone else. Fred, you're next. The whole show should just be me picking on Jackie and Fred and Gary.
What do you mean it should be? Jesus Christ.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after these words. Let's do the news.
All right.
Even though we've done half the news already.
I know.
We'll be back right after this.